Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's lovely to have your company again. So before I start this video, I just want to say I ran into a little bit of copyright problems with the videos I'd been using, the Adam Lambert videos and also the Queen videos. But since this is a series where I'm looking at technique that Adam Lambert had to learn to become this incredible singer and performer that he is today, I would like to continue the series. So I will be listening to a few bits and pieces of the videos, but only using the sound. So I hope that's okay with you guys. And what I will do is I'll link I'll put the link of the video in the box below so that you can watch the video at your leisure, because these videos have been commended to me by some of Adam's fans, and that's why I'm using them. Because, well, not only do they demonstrate the techniques I'm talking about, but they are beautiful, beautiful masterpieces of singing and technique and performance skill and all the things that goes into making a wonderful, entertaining experience for us all. So let's get to the topic today. Now, I've made a few notes here because, again, I don't want the videos to become too long, and I can ramble on. Those of you who know me know that I can talk a lot. So we're looking at resonance today. So what is resonance? In a nutshell, resonance is vibration. It's the transmission of vibration. And in fact, everything around us, we now know through science, is vibrating. Everything, our whole entire universe is vibrating. And it started with sound, supposedly. Now, I'm not religious at all, but according to the Bible, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." It's not the only reference to this. For example, in Ethiopian cosmology, God is said to have created both himself and the universe through the utterance of his name. And there's loads more of these examples throughout ancient history and cosmology. In fact, I think I've written a blog about this a long time ago on the Soundbath. There's a blog site called the Soundbath as well that's linked to my Soundbath YouTube channel, and I think I have put something in there. So you will find the link for that below in the description box. But I will talk about it more in a future video, because I think it's a really, really important thing, this vibration thing and what happens to it. So But to come back to sound and resonance as far as Adam's voice is concerned, sound, apart from anything else, has also always been considered a direct link between humanity and divinity. And so I tell all my students when they come to me that their voices are their direct link between this 3D world and their soul, the soul part, the part of them that's unseen, but we can hear it through their voice. And it is true that we can hear people's souls through their voices. And I'm sure if you listen to Adam's voice, you can't help but hear the purity of his soul. I hope you agree with that. So it's very important for singers to feel the vibrations of their voice in their body. And they do. We feel it throughout our bodies, okay? Because the body, as I said before, is the instrument. So how do we create wonderful resonance? How do we do it? So again, we briefly have to look at placement, because we have to create a large space at the back of our throat, the back of the mouth. We have to lift the soft palate. We have to keep the tongue flat, and so the tip of the tongue usually touches below the bottom front teeth. Unless you're using it, and then it returns to that space so that it keeps flat. And the jaw should be loose and the neck should be relaxed. And this is why breathing is so important, because if we breathe too high, then all of these tension things happen here. And this is why we breathe low in the body. Okay, but we've spoken about that before, so it's just a little reminder. So placing the sound in the mask also helps the forward brilliance of sound moving forward, the ring in the voice, and we've spoken about that briefly as well. So I'm telling you this again because it has to do with creating resonance as well. So why is this important? Why are all these techniques important? Yes, we want to create beautiful sounds, but also we want to project the voice. Remember what I said? Vibration is a transmission of energy. It's a transmission of vibration. So we want to project the sound instead of keeping it here. It serves nobody when it stays here, doesn't it? We want it out there to touch the audience. So singers typically experience this perfectly placed resonance as a tickle in the mask area. It sort of tickles. And many singers, in order to find this, they hum. So if you do it, you can feel it. Apart from the fact that you'll feel it on your lips, you will feel it in the mask. You can feel it there, can't you? So that's how you can typically find it. But how do we create it? How do we create resonance? I'm not going to go into it too much here because this is not a lesson in singing. This is merely telling you the technique that Adam had to learn to create the most amazing sound that he's making. We use specific exercising involving mostly vowels. Now, we've spoken briefly about vowels, but we will come to that again. And the reason I raise this is because a lot of people have asked me about the riffs that Adam does with Queen backstage. And I want to say this is one of the ways that you create and master beautiful tone and resonance, is when you start doing those riffs, and you'll hear that he's doing it mostly on vowel sounds. See, so we use the vowel sounds to create resonance. So the things that we watch out for that we don't want is, we don't want strident, shrill, harsh or dull sounds that are swallowed or nasal, do we? We want mellowness, yes, and roundness. That's what we're looking for. So in all vocal training, balance is the key. And so this is the other reason why vibrato and warmth on every note is so important. And you can hear it in everything that Adam does. So how do we achieve it? So there's a few things that we can look at. How do we specifically achieve it? Apart from doing the exercises with vowel sounds, okay? So first of all, we look at accurate, sustained pitch. And I think you can all say that definitely you can hear that when Adam sings, can't you? Clear vowel quality, for sure. It's there when he sings. Tone level is definitely there too. You can't deny it, can you? And then clear muscular attack and support. Now that's more difficult to see, although I think, if I'm correct, I have spoken about this on the Soundbath before, and I've shown videos where you can actually see his body moving and how he attacks sound and sustains it. And it is something that opera singers I've seen them on social media talking about how brilliant his attack and support is for his breath, and they're astonished by it because not very many pop singers do that. And it is a testament to his classical training, I must say. But it's so important because it supports not only the voice but the breath. That's what's important. Behind the voice is the breath, right? And then sostenuto, breathing control. So it means just sustained breathing control. And that sounds easy to do, but trust me, it is not. We have an exercise, and you may have heard Adam do this. I think there are videos from a long time ago where he does this, and people have filmed it or recorded it, and you can hear him going right? Now, that's one of the exercises we use to try to find out how to sustain breath properly, because if you don't, most people do this and then all the breath comes out in the first few notes, and then there's nothing left for the long phrases that Adam is known for singing, and also the very long notes that he can hold. So it is a sustained breath, and understanding how to allow the breath to come out little by little by little, so that you have this wonderfully sustained long phrases and long notes. That makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, and then legato singing. Now, I've spoken about legato singing for a long time, with Adam especially. It is where you join the notes together. So sometimes in pop music, and I mean, sometimes Adam does it as well, but he does it as a kind of way to enhance the song, or interpret the song in a certain way. But he does it by choice. There are people who cannot do this, and so they don't do it by choice. They do it because they have no other means of singing. But legato singing is what makes singing beautiful, and it means it's sort of connecting one note to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, if you see what I mean. So that the notes aren't split. You don't sing a note and then there's the next one, and then there's the next note, or the next word even. It's not like that. So it's connecting the words, connecting the notes together. That's what makes legato singing, and it is what makes it beautiful. And then, of course, we have a sensed projection of tone. And that is important, because if you only feel it, there's too much going on in your instrument, in your body, for you to be able to feel everything individually that you're doing. So it's sensing it. And you can only do that once you've mastered all these techniques and understand where it feels in your body, how it feels, how you sense it. I hope that makes sense to you. If you have any questions, ask me. I will do my very best to answer it. And if I don't know the answer, I will say I don't know, because even though I've been singing for many, many, many years, and I've been teaching for over 30 years, I'm still learning. You know, this is an organic instrument we're talking about, and it is a continuous evolving thing. You know, every time you think you know it now, that something else comes up. And also because, remember, it changes. So the voice changes. It changes as we get older. It changes with hormones. It changes with everything. It changes if you've not had any sleep, or you haven't eaten enough, or or you had a fight with someone before you singing. Everything affects the sound that you do. Okay, so, and then the other thing is, how do we increase projection? So, because I've spoken about this briefly in another video, where I've said, you know, with many singers, especially pop singers, who do not use their body and muscles inside their body to project their sound, they use the vocal fold here. And then you see these bulging veins and, you know, all these kinds of things going on. That's not how we do it. We use muscles in the body, and then we project the sound from there, so that this stays all relaxed and loose and everything, so the sound can just pop out. Yeah, so in my next video I will talk more about vowels and consonants, because these are the things that make what Adam does so spectacular. People often refer to it, they will often say, wow, his diction is amazing. How does he do it? Yes, it is amazing, and he studied this stuff. So in my next video, I will tell you what he had to do to get where he is today. So I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to play you a little clip from one of his videos. Again, this video was recommended by a fan, and I want you to listen carefully to the resonance in his voice, the vibration, how the voice projects out to you. You can hear it very, very clearly. And very close to the beginning of the song, he flips into falsetto. Now, people have been asking me about what's the difference between head voice and falsetto with Adam. Here you can hear how he flips into falsetto. And it is literally, the voice does a flip. But I will speak about this in another video when we concentrate just on that. So I did run into copyright problems with this video, even though I used only a little bit of the audio from a video. So I've had to redo bits and pieces, and I thought instead of redoing the whole video again, I will just add this little bit to tell you that I've had to delete the video, unfortunately, the original video. So there are comments under the video, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you very much for those who've left comments and questions. And I will make a separate little video today that I will upload answering those questions and responding to the comments. So just so you know, your comments haven't been ignored and I haven't just deleted the video and that's it. So I will upload the new one and then I will respond to the comments and the questions separately today as well. But just so you know, I used several different videos to try and get past this and nothing worked. So I will post the link to the video that I used. It was Aftermath. I will put it in the description box below with the timing of what I need you to listen to, because right at the start of that he also does this flip with the falsetto. So the reason I chose this is because even though he's singing these beautiful low notes, you can really hear the resonance through his voice, and it is more difficult in a way to do with notes that sits that low in the voice. And so he's doing it so beautifully. He's demonstrating so beautifully how that works in this little tiny clip that I'm going to ask you to listen to. Obviously, you are welcome to watch the entire video because I'll leave the link for it below. But thank you so much for watching and thank you for understanding. So I will see you very soon. Mwah.